What up, people? I made a video on this one a couple times, and I'll keep making them because this question is so important and it will keep getting asked. And it almost seems better if I just make a new video every time because it's kind of just lame for somebody that really wants to know, to say, oh yeah, just go find it back in all my videos or whatever. So the geometry. Is man meant to know it? Was man ever meant to know it? This is huge. This is, I mean, one of the biggest. This is what's kept us out of knowing it. This is what's kept us out being stupid. Is this stuff? We've been taught that it's all evil. None of it is for us. Stay out. And people are still in that mindset a lot, and rightfully so. You've been programmed with this for a lifetime. So for me just to say blah blah blah, it's not that easy for somebody to just drop what they've known. But I'm going to tell it to you in a way that is absolutely 100% truth, and anybody can understand it. And like I said, I made this video before. So is man meant to know the geometry, code, and all that stuff? Yes. And I'll use my favorite one of clean water and dirty water. The very basics of the code is actually you being alone, you see running water, you see it's clean, you see a stagnant pond. You make the decision for the clean water. You're asking questions. You're figuring it's not that easy. I mean, it is, but it's not. You're asking questions of how it's like that. How did it get like that? How can I use it? And right now, you just started learning the code. You're going to want to know how the clean water got clean. So you're going to follow it up to the top of the mountain. And I love this one because it goes into so many things of the mountain of God. Doing all of this, you're learning it. You're learning the basics of it. You're learning how things look, how they work together. While you're walking up that mountain, trying to figure out where that clean water comes from, you're looking around, asking questions, seeing similarities between things, and wondering, I wonder if those connect. And if they do, that sure does show me a big picture of everything. That's the beginning of learning it. Now, what was also done is just looking at all the stars, plotting them out, trying to figure out how this world works. This is what we are here to do. We are discoverers. Image of God is a discoverer. And all this stuff before the fall, before everything, when we didn't even eat with our mouths, when nothing ate anything. This place was built for discovery, for you to come down here as your little image of God and discover and have fun and wonder, build, imagine, all these things. Now what might be hard is all the mind control. And what's the mind control? We've been told this freaking 100 times a day, whether you know it or not. If man ever gets a hold, and they're talking about this code. Every time you've heard this in your life, they are directly talking about this code. If man ever got the code, all this disastrous, horrible things would happen. The greatest abominations would be made. No, that's the fallen getting the information from us. The image of God is the only one that can figure it out. They trick us into not only figuring it out for them, but building what they want built. Get rid of them, and the truth comes out. The truth is the book of Ecclesiastics. This is written from somebody that knows the code, the outcome, what happens. You figure out when everybody knows the code, it's not like we've been taught, like we're these code-ridden tyrants and all this stuff that doesn't make sense. It actually, we figure out how worthless it is. We figure out that love is the only thing that's real. This code is nothing more for us to build things with. Things that make our lives better. Now that also gets all caught up into mind control, because the ones that have supposedly been making our lives better through the code are the ones that are destroying our lives through the code purposely. And that's the fallen. The real of it is Ecclesiastics. Read it. I love that book because it's fed up. It's fed up. Nothing's new under the sun. Get it. It's like really trying to tell you. All this stuff's out here for you to discover. None of it's new. Go figure it out. Blah, blah, blah. But you know what? After you figure it out, you're going to figure out how worthless it is. You're going to figure out that family is important, but we have to use and discover this code so we don't live in the Stone Age. And I shouldn't say Stone Age, because the Stone Age is extremely advanced to the point where our little dumb shit broken brains can't even begin to conceive what the Stone Age is. And I'll get a little off topic on my most fun one, is that man has never discovered the wheel. The wheels are on the cave walls. The wheels are this geometry I'm drawing of everything. Those ones that you slapped on your car and were fooled into, man discovered the wheel. Man was shown slavery. It's all about, comes down to, and to make it simple, man never discovered the wheel. Man was tricked into the slavery wheel. It's a fractal version of the real thing. You have the real thing, then you build things out of it. The real wheel is built out of it. No, I mean the fake slavery wheel is built out of it. It's a fractal version. So, I'll just leave it at that. I mean, this should make perfect sense, but anybody that's loaded with the mind control, you have a lot to figure out. You have a lot of walls to break down. You have a lot of fear to beat. But that is the actual real truth of it. Not one person on this entire earth can debate this, because it's the truth.